I had to put those together. I love Donald Trump.
Right on.
I'm a big fan. I wasn't as excited about him the first time around. Somebody told me, I'll tell everybody this, I'll end with this, because it's the truth, you're gonna hear it a lot, and people are gonna say, oh, you're just Maugari on the Trump train. I swear to you, read Art of the Deal. If you read The Art of the Deal, it will change everything the way you think about him. You'll understand everything he's doing.
Right on.
You'll get it. So I'm a big fan.
Right on.
I'm a big fan.
I got to put you on the hot seat.
Okay.
I need you to answer these questions as quickly as possible.
No, okay. I'll see.
The hot seat.
True or false, sending your kid to a public school is child abuse?
False.
Is it ever okay to call a woman fat?
That's not a true or false question. Is it?
No. Is it ever
It's
okay, to call a woman? Is it ever okay to call a woman fat?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
It is okay?
Yeah, sure. I do have that.
True or false? When she's crying, she's lying.
False.
Have you ever seen a ghost?
No. I've heard a ghost.
Should we keep Trump in office for another term after this?
Only if we can prove that the 2020 election wasn't real and overturn the results.
True or false? America is the best country on this side of heaven.
True.
Do we need more white babies?
Yeah. We need more babies.
Which is worse, abortion or slavery?
Abortion.
Is the earth flat or round?
Round.
What is a man?
An adult human male.
Should we make dual citizenship illegal?
Yes.
What is love?
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. God.
Amazing. Did you have fun?
Yeah.
It was amazing. Thank you for taking
Thank
on the
you.
hot seat.
Thank you.
Tell the folks how to get you, podcast, whatever you have out there.
Well, you can listen to me, and you should definitely sign up for my podcast. I'm going to go and I'm going to thoroughly debunk everything Jesse just said about women. Just Listen to Yourself. You can find that wherever you find your audio podcast. Find it on YouTube. Go look up my book, Why Conservatives Must Begin to Battle Fiercely in the Arena of Ideas, called Drawing Lines. And what else do I have going on? I don't know. Look me up on Twitter. That's the best thing. Real Kira Davis on Twitter.
Right on.
Not the fake ones, the real one.
And name the podcast again. You said it kind of fast.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just Listen to Yourself. It
Right
should
on.
be easy because I made the name of that podcast because I got tired of listening to people talk and they're not thinking about what they're saying. And I thought, did you even hear yourself?
Amazing.
So just listen to yourself.
You love white people?
Yeah, I love people.
How about you love white people?
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you
Yeah.
again. And thank you all for tuning in. I absolutely appreciate it. Don't forget to check out Punch's Coffee. Good. On JesseLeePeterson.shop. You can also become a member now of the Fallen State right there on YouTube or locals.com. Check out the merch. Ring the bell. Do they still ring bells? Ring the bell, follow, subscribe, and all that good stuff, all right? If you'd like to see another guest on that you'd like to hear from, let us know. Producer at thefallenstate.tv. And thank you again for tuning in. That was amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. That was so much fun.
Amazing.
Thank you so much.
Mic check, mic check. How am I coming in, everybody? Welcome, welcome. Friday streaming it. Independence Day streaming it. Kicking it back, streaming it. We need hot dogs in the chat. Hot dogs in the chat. It's the occasion. The Anchor Baby has been healthy with the nitrates, you know, so my relationship with hot dogs has been tentative, but today is a special day. Welcome, everybody. It's going to be pretty chill, kicking it back. Topics, calls, 844-900-2229. Let me open up those lines.
We pass on the settlement. This path I don't recommend. We pass what they expected, man. I go where they never can. I float, I don't never land. When it's dark, you don't know where you going. Need a light bearer to lead you home. I go where they never can. I float, I don't never land. When it's dark, you don't know where you going. Need a light bearer to lead you home. Light 'em up, beat me up. The only goat, the genius one. They switch sides, I seen it coming. The plot twist, a convenient one. Look, nobody finna extort me, even when they record me. I'ma keep it more G.
First controversy of the night. I've been coming at you with some controversies. Audio. Women, religion. Y'all tripping about Bible prophecies. You're not even asking the right questions. Here's the first controversy of the night. Barbecue sauce sucks. There's not a single good barbecue sauce. Barbecue's already perfect. Why do you put shit all over it? This the light that's gonna illuminate the way we move it. Trust in me, we going God mode, the theory's proven. Light 'em up, beat me up, the only goat, the genius one. They switch sides, I seen it coming. The plot twist, a convenient one. I woke up to the preacher man, just to pick your love hand, and give to you, I give to you. And I woke up to the preacher man, just to pick your love hand, and give to you, I give to you. And the one with the mustard is not barbecue sauce. That's just mustard. That's what makes that one good. Sounds like you need to upgrade your barbecue. You're slathering with that so that you can eat it. You're slathering it with a coating
so it can go down. What a terrible thing to do to perfect barbecue, perfectly cooked meat. It's just like sugar glaze. You guys are like, yo, sugar's inflammatory. I'm right wing, seed oils, but give me the Sweet Baby Ray's. No, that's not my audience. When we want something, we eat it. Health fad? Seed oils? Humanity's on the back of sugar. On the backs. On what sugar has built. Welcome, everybody. Appreciate it. Happy 4th. Happy Independence Day. Happy White History Month, of course. I'm from Memphis. Don't talk to me about barbecue. Tell me, is that where they're making bullying illegal? Are they actually making bullying illegal? And tell me, are they also... Let me see here. Bullying in Tennessee comes with new penalties. And they're banning pornography. Hold on, there's something going on here. You're talking about, we got barbecue? Okay, you also got mamas. Oh, but Nick, we're a Christian nation. We're cool with pornography being banned, right? Well, they were having like an ID law, ID restriction. I'm cool with it. It fits a little bit. Mama, we might have to get into that later. I'm willing to try a good barbecue sauce. I'm willing. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Who's watching Fallen State? Kira Davis. Hell of a gal.
Growing a business and drowning in one. I'm the sales guy, the customer support. I'm the
There was something I was thinking about when I was watching this.
For it, except that the people that we've elected in Gary steal from their own people. Do you
I can ask you a direct question?
Yes. Do I think
Were
women should
women
lead the church?
created to lead or to follow?
They were not created to lead, and they were not created to follow.
What
They were
was it?
created
It was
to
something interesting, actually. There was something actually interesting about this. Some people, this format is a little jarring, strange to folks. This is a ploy to some folks. This format, you know, especially with no camera, right? What, are you just browsing the internet? What do these millennials do for a show these days? Just browse the internet? I mean, you guys were watching this, right, a moment ago?
First.
And why do you say they were not?
And she was talking about men. She said something about men, and it was interesting. Because men are not leading, women are gonna do it. You know, if only you guys showed up, she's saying. If only you showed up, then women wouldn't be in these positions, you know?
Created to lead first.
Well, Adam was created first, but also the Bible is very explicit. I don't understand why we have these arguments. For instance, even I love John MacArthur. You know, somebody asked him, should women lead the church? He said no. Somebody
Right.
asked him why. He said, because the Bible said so.
So then why are they putting so many women in leadership? And I love Donald Trump. I call him the Great White Hope. But the one,
Where was it? Hold on.
To lead. Men who aren't equipped to lead. So
that's what has
when men
happened
aren't
to the
equipped
black
to lead,
man.
women are going to step forward.
Aha.
To me, it's a larger problem than just this one person thinks, you know, we need more women. It's larger than that. It's like, why are there so many women stepping into leadership? Part of it could be our DEI and CRT stuff, but I think a lot of it is women will do what men aren't doing.
But they can never do what men are not doing, and that's why
It doesn't matter.
that's
But
why
my
it never
point is, it
turned out
doesn't
well.
matter if they can or can't. They're there because somebody's not. Like, I think men need to take a lot more responsibility for the positions that women find themselves in, or that women bully their way into even.
Yeah.
Because, but I'm being
So-
serious, right? Like, it
And
takes a strong man to say, no, this isn't your place.
Absolutely.
Or no, but we don't have
And it's true, right?
enough of those men.
And God forbid,
And you just kind of take statements like that as you just kind of be like, sometimes you really can't say much if you don't really think about what you just heard. You'd be like, well, yeah, that makes sense, right? Man got to step up. And it's since this was fresh on our minds, right? I was thinking about this. I don't know if that's really the story that happened, you know? It's like a believable statement, right? But when you the narrative is of, well, if men just simply stepped up, you wouldn't have these issues. She really goes harder on this. I mean, she explicitly says it later that it's really, if we want to put blame on anyone, it's men, right?
hopefully Donald Trump will be reelected again.
L take, yeah. We don't need to like, yeah, Yvonne, a total L take. Do we need to even be analyzing this, bro? No. More than an L take, there was something just like an interesting aspect. I'm trying to remember what it was. There was a sincere, interesting aspect. Just to think deeper on something.
and
Let me remember if it was even that good. What was she saying here?
well, God forbid that he's not reelected again. There's no other man that can take his place to guide these women that he's put into leadership, like in the church or anywhere, really. There's no other man that can guide them
That face, look. It's
to leadership.
really Nicaragua. That's what she's doing. She said, really Nicaragua, which is a country. There's a country in Central America.
Like in the church or anywhere, really. There's no other man that can guide them in the right way. They're going to go out of control when Donald Trump is gone.
Well, I think that's
All
a really,
hell going to break loose.
I think that's a really generalized way to look at it.
Meaning what?
Meaning that you're making assumptions about the state of mind of these women and what they believe their place is and what they believe their job is. And it could be that, they actually are just really qualified for the position. That's possible. Do you think that there should be no women in any positions of leadership?
Not of leadership.
So you don't think
There were two things I was thinking about: competence and women. So let me just say, I was thinking first, it's this notion. It's like, okay, well, you gotta, the men. It's just they have to step up, and it's just a statement on its own. It's believable, but examine a little bit, at least the world I grew up in, that wasn't quite the like setup. That wasn't quite the deal, the setup, the story. You know, it was that women are fine, they're independent. And this is not, there's a lot of men, when men need to step up, there's a lot of coded fathers shouldn't be leaving their children, right? And I don't know how common that is. I know it is in the black community, but concerning that, man, this guy yelling, this emo guy yelling, we can maybe shut him off for a moment. Appreciate it. But I was saying that wasn't the story. You know, it was they're fine, they're independent. In fact, get out of the way. It's the glass ceiling, it's all this stuff in the way, get out of the way. And I'm not going to be obtuse and say, yeah, and that means leave your children, right? Be a what they call a so-called deadbeat dad, right? They weren't saying that. I'm not going to pretend like that's what they were saying. But it was get out of the way. We're fine. We're independent, right? That was the story. So, you know, it's a kind of a little bit of it's kind of a cute little trick, no? That and I'm not going to, I don't want to make her the avatar of feminism. Like, here it is. Let's blame her. So when she's acting a certain way, but let's take it in for a moment. Just even if it's just the poetry of it all, like giving us this easy explanation. Like, guys, look, it's just that men got to step up. Okay, she doubles down, goes hard, concludes it later. It's in fact men's fault.
Not have any women on the Supreme Court.
We'll find that in a second. And it's just kind of a cute little answer to come after and say, well, okay, guys, you guys were just supposed to step up this whole time. You guys were supposed to be men. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, you were supposed to be men. You're not men. Is this serious right now? You guys are so weak, not men. This is pathetic, right? It's like this is the war. This is the mothers that raise these guys like this. Like there's so much you don't decide. Talk about free will, right? You talk about, oh, you got will. I've decided everything in my life. You decide so little. You decided, like, I wonder, a couple percent. And you think it's you, like things you like to eat and and watch. It's crazy. So anyways, just kind of a different perspective. Not even like, oh, it's such an L. Let's just debunk her. It's like, what's the actual story? How do we get here? And where are we going, right? How do we get here? Where are we going? Not like, let's hate, like, women suck. Let's just, like, how do we get here? Where are we going? What else? I had another thought about competence. And women. Anyways.
We should definitely not have a female president. Nothing.
Right.
Nothing like that.
Because it's not in the woman's nature to lead. They're trying to make them.
I have a storage problem.
I don't have a storage problem. So if you think you can know about me because I got served some
That's why I'm
ad
partnering with Stuff Storage.
live on
I'm
stream.
running my knitwear business out of my apartment for the past 4 years, and it's starting to get to the point where I have more boxes full of work supplies than furniture.
Huh. Interesting. I don't have a storage problem. That didn't make sense, bro. Okay, wait, how? What was I saying? What was I saying? Get premium, Nick. What was I saying? Look. Oh, yeah. Look. Don't you see that was the story I grew up with? Because, look, she's coming at us with the answer to what's wrong with men and women, right? And she's not too happy with, she even says this explicitly, that it seems like Jesse's making it about women and blaming women. So actually, it's really men not stepping up. And if really they just stepped up, women wouldn't be in these situations. Okay? Men just, it really goes back to the man, she's saying. So, man, guys, you just were supposed to step up this whole time and be the men you're supposed to be, so that women didn't get in these positions that Jesse's complaining about, where they shouldn't be, which I agree with, she says, because she's a Christian conservative. I agree with Jesse. These women shouldn't be here. Men should just have stepped up. But it's like a bit of a it's a bit of a hoodwink story, a little bit of a hoodwink when, let's say, I hear it and I think about without thinking about it at all, just hearing it at first, I'm like, yeah, oh, that's a believable statement. That makes sense. Men should step up. But upon examining it, trying to fit it with my life, the story of how what I saw growing up in school, what I got taught, what the society said, that wasn't it. No, they were saying that women were fine, that they were independent. They weren't saying they're not happy with that. They weren't. I'm not going to pretend like they were saying that they're fine with men abandoning the family and leaving, going away. I don't think they ever meant that. But what I'm saying is that was the story. And so to come with the little hoodwink here and say, guys, you just were supposed to step up this whole time. It's just, I kind of at the least, just kind of like maybe she just thought it was like a acceptable response, but at the worst, it's like a lie from hell, a spiritual cop out. It couldn't have come from somewhere else, you know what I mean? A grand cop out of the sin inflicted by the women. They wanted this world. They raised them that way. You feel me? They're like, give us the control. Give us all this. Give it to us. They didn't say be men, step up. So to come with that, thank you for asking for a clarification. This is just kind of fresh anyway, so it needs clarification. So yeah, that's kind of like the cute thing, right? And she's a Christian conservative and has to fit it with Jesse and say, well, like, I agree with you, Jesse. These women shouldn't be here, but it's because of the men. I think she even says it explicitly.
Oh yes, I believe that men are the heads.
Yeah. And so they're trying to. It's like the drag queens and the men who dresses in drag, right? And the women in pantsuit. They no matter how much they act like a woman or look like a woman, they still a man.
Can you lead as a woman? See, the position also there's the affairs of God. There are the affairs of men, right? We don't elect a king. We don't elect God. God is God. But we do elect a president, right? We do elect. These are matters of the people. These are. Jesus is a real man. I can't believe you just said that. I can't believe, Pastor, that you just said that.
I'm talking about a physical man on earth led by God.
I think the concept is the same. I think if you have a woman who is.
What she's saying is the same concept, which I'm sure you saw, but for those that didn't, is it was about women in positions of leadership, but them being led higher up by a man. And she's saying, yeah, everybody's led by a man already. Jesus, right? It's materially the same to her, these women led by Jesus.
Is under the authority of the king, of
what
God.
king?
Our
I think
king,
it's right
God.
here.
Would never change
leadership of
one.
the church.
Never.
Leader. She's a leader in the shift at Starbucks.
And police and women. What?
If you think it's an automatic death sentence for your business, if you
But if I'm
wrong about
why?
that, being all women by this
It is
idea
all.
right. You're blanketly judging all women because I think you're blanketly judging all women by this
It
idea.
is all.
Right. I think your assessment of what
So
a
are
leader
you saying
is.
God made some women to lead and
No,
some?
I didn't say that.
So
You
it's
said
all
that.
then.
No, I didn't say that. I said there's the affairs of man and there's affairs of church. So if a woman's going to lead in church, no, she cannot. Can a woman lead in public life, like in politics? She can. Is it common? Can every woman? No. Should every woman? No. Should most women? No.
He's never going to do that.
But he has. There have been all kinds of women.
To live here?
Right. No. She's leading my family? No. She is.
What's her name?
Thatcher.
Thatcher. Her sons were weak.
Of being, come out and say we had a great time. Are there
Have you
any
noticed
men
that
in
every-
your weak or bullied?
All men should.
Questioning me like it's my job to make you guys step up. I don't.
No, it's the man.
we
But what I'm
want you
saying
to.
is, putting all these women in leadership roles is going to be a sand woman.
I listen to women all the.
Anyways, we were trying to get it for posterity. Psh, you saw it. Go check it out. You done seen it. You seen it. Let's see here. It is bullying.
Well, new tonight, several new laws will take effect in Tennessee this week. The sponsor of one of them says kids who experience bullying can suffer from its effects for years, which is why stronger punishments are needed for bullies. 10 News reporter Avery Gingrich joins us now.
Wait,
And
what?
Bullying can suffer from its effects for years, which is why stronger punishments are needed for bullies. 10 News reporter Avery Gingrich joins us now. And Avery, this law targets a milestone for many teens.
State Representative Lowell Russell says driving is a privilege. So is the ability to attend an after-school extracurricular event or that party on Friday night. He says every child should have the privilege of growing up without being bullied, which is why he wants to take the privilege of driving away from bullies.
I wanted to add the driver's license suspension for 1 year because that gets kids' attention nowadays.
The new law sponsored by Lowell Russell says juvenile court judges must suspend a minor's driver's license or ability to get a permit for 1 year if they're guilty of bullying or cyberbullying.
So it's just driving. I mean, that's still pretty. That's definitely. That's how you get something like this in too. You're like, wow, the government punishing children, right, for something so nebulous and vague, bullying. You're characterizing what you don't even understand. It's an interaction of people. Right, a tenet of living in this world, and you're gonna have the government get in there, right? Make decisions about it, penalize people. But the penalty's just like, they're just gonna lose driving privileges for a year. You're like, you know what, that makes sense. Yeah, you know what, whatever. I guess that's the law. I guess I just described the law. That's how it's supposed to work. People agree and like, this is a fine punishment. We're gonna agree on this piece of paper. The law is the law. So. I find it a little too disruptive.
Exceptions to drive to school, a job, and church.
I mean, it might be 100 kids, it might be 500 kids, but if these kids are out here doing this, they've got to be disciplined to know right from wrong.
Christy Prater is a mom of 3 who lives in Seymour. Prater says kids tripped, mocked, and antagonized her son Kyle for years in elementary and middle school. He became depressed and had thoughts of self-harm. She moved him to a different school district 2 years ago. He's happy again, but she's nervous for her younger children.
I feel like it's actually going to get worse. I feel like it's going to get worse because the way the world is now, everything is running off the internet.
10:25 is a minute. Vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed vote no. Has every member voted?
You can't. Everyone can agree with the plight and understand and be like, this shouldn't happen, blah, blah, blah. But then you can't. This is why you need men, because after you have your conversation and you're all sitting around, you're like, yeah, you know what? This is wrong. This shouldn't be happening. Jimmy he shouldn't be bullied like that to the point where he has no way, like he doesn't understand. And then you're like, yeah. And that's why we need the law to come in and you're like, what are you going to do? Make conflict illegal? You're stupid. Like, no. Jimmy here had a couple paths before him, okay? And we all walk this path. We all walk these paths.
Says kids.
And in his life, you'll be presented many such moments like this. And they're almost destined. I don't know. Everyone's almost. It's a strange thing, It's like. It's like a blind person bumping into stuff. You just can't see. I mean, Jimmy here, he had to bump into stuff. He can't see like the others in certain ways. You know what I mean?
Tripped, mocked, and antagonized her son Kyle for years.
Was it ever that bad? I mean, it's terrible when you're a kid, right? But some people go through that, and at a different stage, they just look back at that. I don't know. Who got bullied out there? like big time bullied. I remember always hearing about bullies in movies, for example, and seeing it talked about in movies, and I didn't quite see the anti-bullying campaigns growing up. That wasn't really a thing, but it wasn't nice. It definitely wasn't nice. The bully in the movie is like a mean douche. You know, I never had anybody talk to me about bullies. I didn't have no daddy. I didn't have no daddy to tell me you should do this or that. So I don't know if it was just seeing them in movies. I don't know what it was. But I definitely didn't want to get bullied. I remember not wanting to get bullied. I never quite feel fear about it. I just didn't quite even. I don't know if I thought too much about it, but I remember starting to go to a school. I remember starting to go to a new high school. And they had lockers, and I'm new, and I'm like, and nothing really quite happened. But then I do remember different instances of people trying to bully me. And I don't know, I dealt with it. Like I remember standing up to my first bully, for example. I don't know if it was just not wanting to get bullied. I don't know if it's just like you see in the movies you got to stand up to the bully. I don't know what it was. But yeah, I don't know that I got to say I think I could have been totally bullied. But I remember this one kid. You guys remember Butts. You guys remember Butts, right? I was a little kid, though. I stood up to that guy. I just called him a butt because his last name was Butts. It was over for him. I had destroyed him. I don't know. That lesson stuck. So I stood up to the bullies. No one told me to do it, but maybe someone told him to do it. I don't know.
He's happy again, but she's nervous for her younger children.
I don't know where his dad is. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know these things.
I feel like it's actually going to get worse. I feel like it's going to get worse because the way the world is now, everything is running off the internet.
It's always been like that.
10:25 is a minute. Vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed vote no. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote?
A majority of Russell's colleagues voted for his bill.
No child in a school should be bullied.
No child. Devastating comeback. Yeah, bro. It was over. No kid should be bullied at school. What kind of like world bending reality? It's like saying, unless I'm overreacting, you guys got to tell me. I remember I was saying something like this. Derek was like, "Really? Is it really that big of a deal?" I'm like, we're talking about reality bending stuff, like saying like no child should get wet when they shower. It's like, you're crazy, lady. But wait, hold up. This lady is actually Gloria Knoxville, Democrat representative of Knoxville. Gloria Johnson, I mean. So that means what? She represents people in America. No child should be bullied. Nobody's hair should flutter in the wind when air passes through it. It's like you're saying impossibilities.
Child in a school should be bullied. But we have to be careful that we are not making it worse.
Gloria Johnson voted against it.
Ayes 85.
Oh, okay. She throws in the little, we have to be careful that we're not making it worse. Because, see, they're all slow on this crap. The experts are slow on this stuff. Okay, we're the guinea pigs experiment. We die, we get sick. And then they start figuring out, you know what? We should also pump the brakes because we don't know where this is going. It's like, we've been trying to tell you, we got the research ourselves. Like, what do you mean anti-bullying? It's like, we got to stop the school shooters. It's like, yeah, that's what we were thinking years ago. It's not working. And so now they get a little cred, right? It's like, oh, we also have to be sure that we're not being, making the problem worse. It's like, you're just describing your job. Yeah, we need to care about a problem, but we should be careful not to make it worse. You're describing the mere parameters of your job.
10 days.
She wants more exceptions for medical and mental health appointments. She says bullies should confront their actions. Punishment may take that opportunity away, potentially leading to more harm in the future.
Now, according to data from the federal government, almost 1 out of 5 school-age children ages 12 to 18 reported being bullied in the 2021-2022 school year. Shay?
Bullies.
There's something strange about this too. In combination with this pornography. What is this? Is this true? Is this happening in Tennessee? Oh, oops. Age verification.
A new law targeting adult websites and protecting minors is now in effect. The Tennessee Attorney General is celebrating the decision by a U.S. appeals court. The Protect Tennessee Minors Act requires adult content websites to verify that visitors are at least 18. A free speech challenge in court delayed the start of that law in the new year. Again, the legal case is ongoing, but for now, that law is in place.
This is like, it seems wrong. When you put it together, in my mind, I'm open to hearing y'all out, but it's like now you're making these kids like criminals. You make them crazy. You raise them messed up. You raise them with no love. You focus on the girls. You wonder why they're so... I think I agree with people. They're competent. And they're able to follow instruction. And that's kind of a big thing. You know, people can't follow instruction. It's like, you know, it's you want to be a leader. But it's like, I'm just saying, look, and you wonder no love. And you raise them this way. And then you tell them, hey, this is getting crazy. This porn stuff, this, you guys, the kiddos, you know, we're going to force you to use ways to get around this because they're going to try to get around it. And, you know, careful what you say online, careful what you do. You're a little like, you're just like forced, what, you're a little nomad, a little, like legal nomad, right? Kind of skirting authority already from the get a bit. You know, I'm just kind of rambling about this, trying to leave morality out of it, but you know, I think there's enough porn, if you ask me. I think we've reached. I mean, here's my thing on that. You know, I was saying that as a joke sometime, but I actually hear that a lot. I remember Hannibal Buress saying that. I think there's enough pornography. Like, there's enough porn, right? Here's the thing on that. It's not that there's enough, that they've made enough of it. It's that this is what people want to do. Oh, it's like this is a total side note, I guess. Oh, it's just cameras. It's all cameras, and it's like, no, this is what people want to do. They want to have sex like that and be nuts and degenerate, and then people watch and live vicariously. So, you know, it's like you keep that going. It's like making money. What are you talking about? It's like, oh, wait, what's the business model here? How do you make money? It's like, money? And it comes in, I guess, for some people in that world. You're like, money? What are you talking about? Like, no. These are lust demons personified in people. If you can, if that makes you sleep at night, if that's like a cuter way to put it. It's total side note, but anyways, pornography ban in Tennessee, but bullying ban. It's like, you're a little criminal kid. But they made this crazy world. They raised you in it, and now they're like criminalizing it at the end at the. But hey, I think there should be like some, you know, like some basic stuff here. We gotta like, on the advertisements, on stuff shown publicly, on the internet, on who can see stuff when. Like, I'm cool with that. Seriously, kind of controlling that, like in a big way. I'm down. So maybe this is the beginnings of that, but I'm feeling it's mama. It's just, what is Tennessee Christian? I'm feeling it's mama and desperate, right? We gotta save the kids, but they're already messed up. Okay, they might actually teach you something here as the world changes faster than you're ready for, and your little laws can even catch up to. Is Tennessee Christian? It's red, right? Is it red? Republican? Yes, Tennessee is predominantly Christian. 81% of Tennesseans identified as Christian. 52% evangelical. 13% mainline Protestant. 8% black Protestant. 8% Catholic. 1% Latter-day Saints. 1% Orthodox. Do I know any Orthodox peeps? No. Totally fence-sitting here if everything is fake. I'm not against a pornography ban. It's just, in concert with the previous, right? With the bullying ban has caused me to think creatively on this. AKA fence-sitting. But when it comes to removing the children, what's going on here in Tennessee? Yeah. A serious control, especially as you make all these surfaces digital, you're seeing all these ads, you start making everything digital. Yeah. State control. And it doesn't have to be like crazy bans here, but yeah. A serious baseline of, what's it called? Decency. A serious baseline in the ads, in the stuff that, in the ads for sure, and the stuff that's totally public, and the stuff that's billboards, even just public stuff. And then this can be like also like ID bans and all that for pornography on the internet, but in a major way, have like a decency standard. I'm down with that. In public media. Are we Wild Westing? Because it seems like what? You have like a couple options here. What? The world is going, okay? Future's coming, baby. I guess everybody has their thoughts on it. But what? Is the globalist city of tomorrow coming? Right? All these different cultures coming together. You're going to have like cyberpunk anarchy, right? So you're going to have what? Total freedom. And that's going to be what? Degeneracy. You're going to have like, what? Right? Or I'm just like thinking out loud here. Society. Or can you be a little bit normal? Is it just, can you do that just a little bit, right? Have the state come in and be like, okay, yeah, this is crazy. What is this ad? Of this ad of naked woman here? And it's just these men kissing. It's just insane. Enough of that. What's up, Jep? Albert Lee and Chin. Thanks, everybody. Thank you. Supporters, Rumble. Big thank you. Thank you, Super Chatters. Appreciate it. Big thank you, Harmony. It says yesterday, but I didn't see this yesterday. Harmony says union dues. Lin Yan Chin. Back to back. Appreciate it. Remember that one time you and I stumbled upon the Canadian government training a special Moose Assault Squadron to conquer the world? Yeah, man, that was crazy. Competence is a Oh, that's a different super chat. Special Moose Assault Squadron. They're training them. They got the shock troops. People are sleeping on Canada. My buddy would tell me always, yeah, not a big force, but some of the best specialists. He'd always say. Competence is a reflection of internal coherence. This is catalyzed by inner stillness, not the petty shallow mess called self-esteem, a.k.a. mama drama. You're talking about real and fake, man. That's what you're talking about. I agree. Phony won't work. And you can have like, let's be outside and take pictures of ourselves. We're our present fathers. but I gotta put it all on. That don't matter unless it's the real thing, whatever that be. Let me, in the spirit of speaking, few words. What's up with the triple B's? Satanic triple B's. Birdie Bound Brian. Big Beautiful Bill. Build Back Better. Someone told me, a Christian told me that that's all satanic imagery. Of a world of already prophesied, sized biblical prophecy. Kevin, my caller from yesterday, if you're listening, I clickbaited you in my title of my latest video. I said conspiracy theorist. That might not be fair to call you that. Conspiracy theorist. I asked a conspiracy theorist one question. He couldn't answer.
Basically.
Did y'all feel me? And that was, when looking at world events, how can you tell that what you're seeing is in fact biblical prophecy, or not just merely man reenacting what they've read? Can one say, Christians, theologians, barbecue starting in 1 hour. We got barbecues happening in the chat, Ergalunas. Very cool. Independence Day. Happy White History Month, everybody. Always remember that. Happy White History Month. Very nice. Did you see this? It came out. That song I was talking ish about. It came out. Chance the Rapper with his Pothead song. It came out full video, and it's straight. It is flaming, straight fire, fiery Garbaggio. I guess that's how you've always spelt his little ad lib, huh? IGH. IGH. That's And it's like, yeah, we're smoking pot. Everything's hazy, and there's trails. There be trails when I move my arms, you know.
My mama used to always keep a little bit of dro. The incense in the window while she folding our clothes. And no life will have its issues.
Is that a common thing? I don't think I knew many people, but I do remember growing up. I remember I had one neighbor who was a Canadian kid, and they were young. He was a white family. How old was I? I must have been grade 6, grade 7. And this kid, in my mind, we're kids, but he's smoking pot. And he tells me he smokes with his mom, no dad in the home. That common? That happened in the black community? Mama smoking a little dro. My mom, while she's folding our clothes. Why do I feel it's like performative? I don't know. I don't know my people.
No life will have its issues. There will never be a problem with the weed. She told me, son, don't worry, don't you have no shame. There's gonna be frustration in this white man's game, and they're gonna have us tied up.
He comes like, what, years later. He's what, Christian guy? I already went through this a bit. Dro, Walking Roscoe asks, I believe that is marijuana, sir. Dro, short for hydro, as in some of that stuff grown through the method of hydroponics. No. We got... yeah, so what was he saying here? Look, we already done been through this. But he comes out of hiding after years with this message. People are like, fire message, man. Fire message, the flow. The flow is so sick. Welcome back, Chance. Chance is back. What? Damn. Oh, and we back. The new era of Chance? What's wrong with these people? It's the same Chance, except with a worse message. He comes out like, oh, by the way, you know, there's no problems ever with weed, just with white people. There's never problems with pot. Only white people. Okay? It's a white man's game. You know what gets me off about this white man's game thing, if I may? Did Kanye go off on this guy for real? You know what gets me about this white man's game? Look, they would love it. Like there is white man's game is what? Society, America that we're living in. Let's not be real. Chance is talking about the world he grew up in. You might say it's a world struggle, global struggle, but you know, we're talking about black Americans, etc., even just Americans in general. And you can say, fine, if that world you're living in is the white man's game, yeah, you can say there's problems. But that's only kind of even just recent. That's just as things are changing, America's position in the world seems to be changing, allegedly, blah, blah, blah. And problems are compounding. It's starting to hurt a bit. So you start looking around, you're like, the white man's game. Except Chance is fine, right? Chance is fine. He's got money. He's made money in the music industry. I don't know. I hear people in that world blow it, and maybe they do become poor again. But look, he's like, the white man's game. Everybody listening to that agreeing. It's like, yeah, man, you know what? I'm just trying to live a normal life. It's get harder. You know, taxes, they're making it tough. It's crazy, this white man's game. You're just complaining, and you're like, because it's just tough, because it's just a little bit worse, right? Not a little bit, but like as it gets worse for everybody. If the white man's game was going well, everybody would be benefiting, and you wouldn't be complaining because you'd be making money. And in a lot of ways, the great America your parents grew up in and all that, there was, of course, the cultural aspect and all that, but there's, of course, the other huge thing. America had the moolah. America, right? We're talking wealth, baby, okay? It makes life a little easy. Makes it easy to grow big families, do your thing. You know, there are arguments to say that you can still do that. And it's just like this monetary game that should just be freed. If we were just freed from this monetary scam, multinational corporations, right? Whatever. But moving on, before we're going down such a road, this is the message, right? This is the message they're telling you, and it really is just a matter of like, if things were actually fixed, you know, these people don't know what they're saying. They're just saying it's just hurting their pockets a bit, and they're willing to change the makeup and change it deeply, and they've been doing that, right? It's called activism, the civil rights movement, decades of this, folks, and it changed America like never before. And you can't sustain such lofty dreams like the fantasy of ending discrimination and civil rights. So right after some point, it all can't stand on such lofty dreams. And then he comes out of the white man's game. It's like, yeah, buddy. How about support the white man's game? Because if it was going well, you'd be laughing it up. You know, to wrap it up, like I was saying, the immense wealth that older generations here had brought them a great world, and that's a beautiful thing. I don't think that's bad. That's why we want to win. That's why we want winners in the White House, winners, right? And it seems the more you learn about this, you even want winners in the geopolitical space, right? It's like, oh, you're super focused on one nation, but yeah, all the big smart guys agree we got to defeat all of our enemies. But anyways, we went micro to macro there. Didn't mean to. And this, if it wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't for this guy's dumb way of rapping here that maybe it was cute at one point. I remember listening to acid rap. I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. But what the hell? What is this lyric? What is this? What is like? This is pot lyrics. This is pot flow. Okay, this is constipated mind flow. You have to have a constipated, like this is just a constipated mind. You know, I was telling you the potheads, I think they're messing up their bowels. They're always rubbing their tummies and burping. I think they got IBS, Crohn's disease. They're out there smoking the pot. They're told by their doctors it's good for it. It's actually bad for it. I think you're going to find out that soon. And it shows in their flow. This is constipated flow, constipated thoughts stuck 10 years ago. And this is proof right here. Take this lyric in right now. Take it in. This one right here. This is the lyric. Wait, hold on. They're gonna have us tied up when it's legalized. It just defies logic even. It just defies even just basic sentence structure. Like pot has to be studied. This is a problem. They're gonna have us tied up once it's legalized. Why does it matter if it's legalized in this story you're building, in this narrative you're building? In this case, why are you being tied? You're leaving us with a question on a cliffhanger. So whoa. So they legalized it and they're still being tied up. If anything, he's implying that they waited to tie them up when they legalized it. They're gonna have us tied up when it's legalized. I mean, he's implying that the tying up is incoming once they legalize. I mean, it doesn't even make sense. It defies logic here. This is constipated flow. Okay, you're not thinking, bro. You just think you're thinking. It's crazy, man.
They're gonna have us tied up once it's legalized because it is a trend.
A trend, because it is a trend. I'm just, look, I clearly drank the Haterade. I've clearly bought the Hater subscription, and I'm just sitting here just Hater, right? Like, I get it. I'm like lifetime subscription Hater, like, you know? Like, I get it. But I'm just also just speaking freely, okay? I get it. Like, I can admit that. I bought the subscription. I'm just, it's just pretty much just anything comes in my way at this point, I'm just going to hate it, right? I bought the subscription, the lifetime subscription, and I listened to his albums. I remember this guy. I'm just saying. A trend. You hating hard, bro. I admit it. She came home crying. She had 2 babies. So she just had to smoke pot, okay? And also, and then because also the white man, right? Pff, and so this is like the young black rappers kind of like where their fountain where they source deep things from. It's an image, some emotional image, right? Imagery of his mom smoking, and he's like, and then it's just like, right? It's like, and then he sees like the white man, right? It's just like smoking. His mama smoking, and it's like the white man. I like Lil Wayne. I like Lil Wayne in this. I actually like Lil Wayne in this. Yeah. You hate it because you love it, really. Why are you talking nonsense? Everything's fake. Stop talking about love and hate like there's some sides of some coin. There's some deep connection, spiritual connection between heavy emotional response and stuff like that. Stop like, okay, calm down, relax.
Return to Bill and Ted. All my weed be strictly meds. My blunt be thick as legs.
I'm finding it funny to riff on this too. What else we got, folks? What else we got? Hey, July 4th. Hey, I like pretty girls. That's the thing about these songs. Here's the thing about music. I always give it like 5 listens. Okay? And and Pretty Girls, honestly, it only took 3. Okay? Pretty Girls only took 3.
Been a problem ever since I was a little boy.
I give it the 5 listen. I give it the 5-finger listen. Like, okay. Come back to it.
Actually, I think it's gotten worse as I've gotten older. I thought I had it under control.
I didn't realize this was a July 4th banger.
I'm literally experiencing it right now. Like literally this second.
Oh. And how would you define this problem? Can you make me understand?
I like pretty girls.
Woo! Wait, what?
I like pretty girls.
What a lost man, you say. It sounds like he found... I don't know, man. I think he's being quite clear here. What a lost man, you say. I think he's been... I don't know if he's ever been clearer in his life. You know? I'm just saying. I'd have to say, I don't know if Will Smith, in fact, has ever known himself and been clearer than ever before, than this very moment.
I love pretty girls. You don't gotta wait in line tonight. You too fine for the line tonight. 5 + 5, you a dime tonight.
We've detected copyright audio. We'll let you guys, you guys start your party tonight with Independence Day. We'll let you guys add that banger to your playlist, and we'll get, we'll just leave it at that, okay? YouTube, we're good. We're cool. Cool, YouTube.
Y'all just killed my best platonic male friend, and now I'm gonna beat your ass.
Test. What else do I have for you here? I had some politics for you, but you know what? I'm not feeling it. We got to come back to it, but politicking. It was about Trump, immigration, and some talk about the workers given amnesty. And before you look, we gotta do this thing where we gotta know the Overton window has shifted. People are talking about immigration. They're out there saying all this stuff. They're saying, "Oh, we need remigration. They're saying all this stuff. They're saying they're aware of the benefits that politicians benefit from, right? Some of the relationships going on here. And so that's really a common refrain in the right wing to talk about immigration and say, you know, we have to deport all of them right now. Call it cope. I mean, it's like if Trump decides that we got to keep some workers, I mean, this is a move. This is an ongoing organism. We didn't get here overnight, so we can't leave overnight type thing. So I trust him to kind of like wean us off, to crudely put it. But I can't even say that. I trust him and I like him, but there's a whole system going on. And so I can't even tell you. This is all conjecture. And so this is what I mean by we got to come back to this. We're getting smart on these things for real. We're getting smart on some of these things. And we're doing it. I want to find out. I want to kind of answer that question for myself. Is it how much of it's just theater? The elites have to decide on labor and all this, and there's nobody fixing it right away, and those that saying that are actually low information people. The people saying Trump can't allow some of these workers. But here's the thing that I don't get. And I don't know, I don't think I need to research and wait on this. I think I'm pretty set on this. Tomorrow, some lawyer can maybe tell me otherwise. Tomorrow, if we wanted to, if the American government wanted to, if we really, really needed those workers that badly, and it's like, you don't understand, right wing. We actually really need the workers really that badly. It seems to me, and I could be wrong. Here's one thing I am concluding, but I guess I'll leave it open, right? I mean, we're going to be intelligent people. That if they wanted to, they could make a legal distinction about it, and make all these workers that you just need to keep the union going, and designate them as such, as temporary workers, and protect all the things this right wing wants to protect. Am I coming in? Am I buffering? What's going on? Am I live? What's going on here? Mic check, mic check. Dude, you don't even know madness been happening? What? See, that's one thing that needs to get done in this side studio is a proper internet connection. Dude, you don't even know madness been happening. You talking to me, Kevin? What the? Thanks, Kevin. Alright, so what are we doing now? 844-900-2229. So this music thing has been a little bit controversial. I want to describe maybe some of the things I was thinking about concerning this music gear industry scam. Some people are saying things that I wasn't saying, and others maybe just took umbrage, as they say, to the controversial nature. It's like, you can't really say what you're saying. You gotta at least be neutral and kind of admit that you don't know. But that's no fun. You know, we're on YouTube, my friend. We're making these videos, and I stand by the things I was saying in the video. And sometimes, no, you know, we don't even represent ourselves too well. But look, anyways, the music gear industry scam. I might be able to give you some kind of different angles here. I know this was controversial, so we got people going a bit. So, how do I start this? This will kind of be off the top, but there's this one guy who is very interesting. And he's this Chinese guy who had some other thoughts about the music industry and gear and all that. This might add to something here. We're clearly some forward thinkers here, and this guy's pretty interesting. This channel's Play PM. Yo, 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 yo. Are we back? And then we go back. And then we back. Mic check. I think we're back. Frames not dropped. Everything's green. So check it out. Stranger Things intro. Recreation attempt with just iPad apps. So I think it's like a full, I wonder how true to the original it is, but that's all iPad apps, okay? Just. Oh, it's definitely different. No, it's definitely different. Nah, that wasn't like a true recreation, but yeah, that little. It sounds like what's that? What is that? That's boom, 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 boom. It's like or maybe it is the same. Hold on. Anyways, iPads. See ya, Jeb. Happy Independence. Happy 4th. Happy White History Month. Take care, Jeb. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate the support. Sorry, Albert. I think I'm having some internet issues. I've been meaning to create I don't know, some kind of port forwarding or something to make sure I get the right bandwidth for these streams. Bloused one, why stream drop? Fine now, but it fell and now viewer count is meh. Hey, whatever. They're off to enjoy. I think I'm back. They're off to enjoy their 4th of July festivities. People are just off to enjoy their festivities. The bloused one. I am the bloused one. Happy 4th, everyone. Yep, happy Independence and a White History Month. You know what? I'm actually going to work on some of this internet stuff. I think I might be back in a bit here, though, with something fresh. But other than that, enjoy your 4th right now, folks. Make sure you like and subscribe. Might be back in a bit here, so take care and enjoy yourselves, okay? Amazing weekend. Sorry I was here for just a short time, but we'll see if we can work some of this stuff out. Come back at you with some